Hi, Sean Huckster here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. Today, I teased this earlier when this came in, but it's been a pretty busy week, so I haven't really had a time to open it yet, but this is the 2025 Polly Pocket Advent Calendar. Now, I bought two, one to open for you and one to open for all my friends on Facebook, as every year in December, I open up an Advent Calendar day by day and then post the images, and mostly I've been doing the Star Wars Lego sets. One year I did the city set, and one year I did a Playmobil museum heist set, which wasn't very Christmas themed. Anyway, so I'm going to open this one today. So there will be spoilers, and I'll make sure I put it in the title, spoilers, in case you don't want to know, because this is the Christmas Advent Calendar, and it's come out a little early. The Lego set usually comes out in July. This one came out in early June, or maybe even late May. I ordered it on Amazon, and it arrived within 2 days. And I did tease this earlier. We're going to open it now. So this has got the new Polly Pocket branding, which I think that most people will agree is a step in the right direction and long overdue. And as long as they keep the drop shadow dark instead of light and the text light, it's going to work very well. Unfortunately, on the Ruby ring box, they did it the opposite way, where the drop shadow was in silver and the Polly Pocket was in red to match the red background. And that really did not look good, and I hope they take that as a lesson. But for now, all the other branding is going to look like this, and it's quite nice. For example, the Polly Pocket Tiny Takeout Reveals, which I reviewed and posted recently. Also, I had a couple of other sets, but I didn't keep the packaging. But this is what the branding is going to be now, so look for this in the stores. You'll notice it's very pink and turquoise and yellow, and it does kind of, I won't say conflict since Mattel does both, but it's really kind of in line with a lot of the new Barbie branding I've seen, and Play-Doh branding, both of which are now using these pastel colors. And I'm hoping that doesn't cause brand confusion for Mattel, but I'm confident people know what they're buying. Anyway, let's get right to it because there's a lot to open here. So this is the new set. We've had two calendars before. I opened the last one in a review, and then I bought all the parts from another one on eBay because I wanted some of the pieces, but I didn't have that set. The last one had a house that was like a city scene with a mall. So there was a house floor, a city floor, and a mall floor, and there were all sorts of decorations, and it was definitely Christmas themed, and it was quite nice, and I did buy that and did a review here on this channel, so if you want to look for that, you can. Today I'm opening this one. I'm going to show you the back briefly, but only briefly, but it's mostly to show you this. There is a house in here. This is going to be a compact. Unlike the last one, which was a bit like the new Polyville, which is not my favorite set. The original Polyvilles were quite nice. They were very realistic looking houses and shops and all sorts of very, very cool stuff. Modern Polyville has been garishly colored and not very well themed, in my opinion. I haven't done any reviews of them because I honestly don't like them. But this is going to be a house compact, and I'm very excited about that. So let's get started. It's going to be a long video, so I don't want to go too long. It says the Advent Calendar. Is there anything on the back that you need to know before I spoil it for you? No, there's not really anything on the back that's important, and if there is, I'll just show a better picture of the back later. And on the side, it does show the spoiler of everything that's in it, so I'm not showing you that either. Let us get started. So I'm going to cut away some of the plastic, and I'm going to do it along a seam so it don't ruin anything. My handy X-Acto knife, which of course is a vital tool for openings. And I'm just going to cut the plastic here and rip it away, because you do not want to cut the box. That's one of the things they don't want you to do. You don't want to cut the box. You don't want to cut the flaps on the box as if you're going to open the box, because that is not how Advent calendars work. The Advent calendar relies upon the box staying intact so you can open all these doors in the box, and you do not want to open these side flaps, for example. However, it does look like this one. Yeah, so this one has the cheat sheet, I'm not going to show you, actually slotted in like a bookmark. And I believe the idea is they're going to let you use this as a bookmark because it is slotted in. I'll show you where, but without showing you. There's a top slot here and a bottom slot here, and it was actually, looked like part of the box, but it was just slotted in. So it comes away, and I think the intent is, hey, you want to use it, want a free bookmark? Anyway, this opens first. So what we have here, of course, is a gingerbread house. And there's the spoiler of what it's going to look like. And if you want to zoom in, you can, but I'm not going to force you to do that. And this is the set. This is what it's going to look like when it's open. Now, one thing I'm not going to do right now, these flaps open up and form like flats, like on a stage. And, you know, when you display this and put your set out and all the pieces, you can do that. I'm not doing that because that's not what this is about today. What this is about is opening and finding out what's inside. So I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to hang this. This is going to get in my way, so I'm just going to leave it for now. So there are 24 holes, 24 openings. One is massive. And this is number 1. I wonder why this is so large. Well, let's find out. I think you know. So we peel across the top here. It's quite big, and you'll see why. Because, and it's going to rip away here, unfortunately, this is the House Compact. Okay, I've seen photos of this so far, and I've not seen the real thing. So, I'm actually... Wow, the plastic is hard. I am thrilled. This is nice. This is quality. I mean, I like the suppleness of this beige. It's not shiny. It's not matte. It's very satin colored, sort of satin finished. I do think this is beautiful. So this is an extra molded on piece for each roof side, and it's molded in white, and it's beautiful. And the chimney is right there. You know what's weird? In all the old Polyville sets, all the chimneys seem to have like a circle up here, and some of them used them as switches, but some didn't. They were still circles, and I kind of wished they'd kind of gone with that, putting the chimney up here, but then having a circle up there, because that would be so typical Polyville. But I understand why they wouldn't, and maybe they will put a Santa character up here sometime, or something that you can fit there, because there's definitely space to stand. And like in some of the animal houses, Polyville animal houses, which are my favorites, by the way, there are pieces on the roof where the characters can stand, either in a chimney or a little built-out little garret area or something. But look at this. This is a full, thick, compact, right? It's got details on the back. There's no paint on it is the only thing. They do cut holes and put stickers in, which is a cheap way to get away from doing paint, but I like my paint. I think these details should be painted, and guess what? It's going to get painted at some point by me, because I think it needs to be, like these windows can be beautiful with paint and all that. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. This is beautiful. By the way, the new Polly Pocket logo and the date saying that it's 2025 Mattel. Keeping in mind, this is the 80th anniversary of Mattel, so they seem to be coming out with some really cool Polly Pocket stuff for the 80th. Plus, they've got Hot Wheels. There's a metallic dream car, and anyway, they're going all out on 80th anniversary. We already have seen the 80th anniversary Ruby ring, which you can go back on my channel and watch. Also, Rachel did a review of it. I'm not sure if Kirchie did a review. Rachel Retro did a review of it, and it's quite beautiful. You should go look at it. It is very nice. Let's open it up and see what's inside this house. Yeah, so I always start from the bottom and work up, because it started with Mighty Max sets, because the bottom was always fun, but the top was where the real cool stuff happened, in a lot of them anyway. So down here, you've got your floor. You've got a stairway coming down from the top, which we'll get to in a minute. And all around here, you might think these are gifts. Well, these are gifts, right? These are gifts here, because they've got ribbons and wrappings. But these are chocolates. These look like your typical, like Russell Stover's chocolate or something like that. And same over here. But then you've got this back wall, which definitely looks like gifts. Like these are gifts. These may be chocolates here. And then upstairs, we go up. And well, by the way, you will notice that there's a rug down here and a checkered floor and nothing else. It's completely empty almost, except for this rim around the edge. And upstairs, sort of similar. It's very empty, except for this upper floor and the stairway coming down. And what I like about this one, though, is the stairway is not one of these stairways to nowhere. I was originally going to call this this project, this Magical Little World, Stairways to Nowhere, because so many sets had stairways going nowhere. But this one actually has stairways going up to the top and then down in around to a little landing, and then down to a two-tier stair that comes down to the bottom. Next to the stairs, you've got some storage bags and some sports equipment and some tools. And up here, you've got a heart, which who knows what that could be. And then up here on the floor, you've got this snow drip. You know, you're inside. I don't know why you would have that. And then, of course, a sticker in the back showing a lounging area up top with a really nice window. And oh, by the way, look, I think that's very close to the house we're about to build. And then pictures all over the walls. And the pictures are of Polly and her friends and pets. There's a white dog there, I think, and a cat. And then over here, you've got a teddy bear and a chair. Teddy bears feature heavily in Polly Pocket. Modern Polly has a teddy bear that you see in almost, well, not every, obviously, but I've seen at least 8 of them in different sets. And down below, you got the door here, which my finger's sticking through. This door has no door, you'll notice. This doorway has no door. I wonder why. Well, I guess we'll see. And then you have a table here with some snacks on it and the Christmas plant. Why am I forgetting the name of it now? Anyway, and then of course, of course, as if I speak as if that's just normal, a massive, very tall nutcracker in there. Now the nutcracker is kind of interesting too, because in the previous advent calendar, the mall front, which was a multi-level front, had these decorations stuck on it, and some of the decorations were purple nutcrackers. That's enough said about door one, but I had to go into detail on this because this is door one. Notable is this is the older catch. Instead of using the new Polly Pocket sets that I've seen, the two that I reviewed of the 2025 series have the old-fashioned catch, like the vintage catch, which I think is a big win. And so too does the Ruby ring box. But this one looks like they may have designed this before the rebrand, because this is the older clasp that you see on a lot of other sets, including, well, something similar to, but not the same as the elephant. And a lot of other sets have this clasp, but I think that's being phased out, and this is probably one of the last times you'll see it. All right. That is the introduction, and we're going to talk about the house. Now we're going to get to the details. This is where the fun begins. I'm going to start with, we've already done number one. You know what? Just for convenience, and the fact that I'm not going to be displaying this one, I'm going to rip this off. Much better. Now I can get into it and look at it without this colliding with my camera tripod. So, I'm not going to be keeping this box anyway. This one is going to be my compact version, and then the one I open at Christmas I'll keep in its box. All of my Lego sets, when I'm done, get put back in with their box, stored in a bag with a box in it. So I have like 6 or 7 of those now. And yeah, they're vintage, and well, they're getting vintage. They're in high demand. I could probably sell them for a lot of money, but I won't. I like them too much. So let's look around. What are we looking for? We've opened door number 1. We're looking for door number 2. Now, we have the house. What do you think door number 2 is going to be? I'm going to guess that it's Polly, because you got to have a character. And yeah, there she is. You kind of have to, because how are you going to start a Polly Pocket Advent calendar without Polly coming up really early? Now, normally, I would think this would be number 1, but because this is so important that she has this house, and this is so huge feature, that it had to be number 1. So now Polly's number two, and she is the typical Polly, but with the buns on her head. She's got the modern streak going through her hair, which I like. Good facial features. Let me see for a second. I'm going to zoom right into the face, because I've heard a lot of complaints about this new printing feature. Printing a bit off, but no, it's pretty good. And then she's wearing a scarf. Let's pull back out to where we can see the whole box. And for temporarily, at least, I'm going to place Polly just right here. She will probably move as I have to fill out the door, as I fill out the floor and the upper deck. So that was number 2. And what I normally do is I push these in so that I don't have to go searching, or I leave them out. In some way, I leave them in such a way that I don't have to go looking around for what I've already opened. It's easy when I can see that it's been opened. And so number 3 is next. There's a larger one. I wonder what this is going to be. Before I open it, do you have any guesses? I have a guess, but I don't know. Yeah. So what was missing in the front of the house? A door. I like this. This was in very hard, but there's a finger hole here to pull it out by the hinge. Very nicely designed, guys. Very nice. Okay, so I'll put that aside, and let's go back to the compact. And typically, like a lot of modern Polly Pocket sets, is the hinge is something you can pop in yourself from the front here, and there it is. So now the house has a door, like it should. I kind of think that the door should have come on the house originally, and we could have one more piece, but you know what? Who's complaining? This is too cool. All right, that was number 3. And I'm going to zip through because we're already 13 minutes in, and I don't want this to be an hour long. It might be a half an hour long. So that's number 3. We'll look for number 4. Also small, about the same size as a character. Let's see what we have inside here. Oh, cool, nice. So this is a wreath, and it is in green and with a mint green bow, and little white or mint green, it's hard to tell in this lighting, little green berries on the, what would look like maybe a holly wreath. Certainly, it's not holly, because I see this little one here indicates this might be like a fir wreath, or made of coniferous plants. And there is a peg on the door. Now, my own house always has a wreath on the door, and we swap it out seasonally. So it makes total sense that this wreath goes on right here, and that's perfect. I love it. Moving on to number 5. So number 5 is right here. A larger one again. Okay. A bed. Now we're going to start filling out the house. So this is a bed. I've seen this bed before. It's not new. I see paw prints all over it and hearts, which is nice. This also, by the way, is often used with a second one to stack to become bunk beds. So if you have more beds, and I believe some of the previous advent calendars and certainly some of the sets did come with these beds, you can stack these. We probably don't want to stack them here because I'm thinking the only place to put this bed is right here, up in the room, and there's no room. Once you put these on the two pegs, and it does fit on the two pegs, there's no room to stack a bunk on there. But that's okay. And that's number 5. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is over here. And it's a, let's see. Fireplace. Nice. Okay, so this is a fireplace. And I will note that this is using the new print technology, which has improved over the years. Because a couple of I've seen have had lines and very pixelated. This is still pixelated if you really zoom in, but I mean, what can you do? This is like inkjet quality, and I think I've seen some stories about what this does, and this is like a projected inkjet printing process that lets you print on raised surfaces and uneven curved surfaces. So I would think it's like an inkjet spray, but a very, very, very tightly controlled inkjet spray. And this has a peg on the bottom, and I would think that this wants to go probably, if you're, I did not look at the the box to see what the configuration should be, because I think that with pop and swap like this is, pegs, you should make your own configuration. So I'm going to put the fireplace, if it'll fit. No, it won't fit there. It'll fit here. Will it? Yeah, it'll fit right there. So I'm going to put the fireplace right there. Now that's temporary. I may have to move that depending on how things go. All right, that's number 6. Let's go to number 7. Door number 7, you're right here. Door number 7 is skis. I think we've seen these as well before. So don't be surprised if all of these pieces are not brand new and that you've seen them before, but we haven't seen them in a set together. So this is skis, and of course Polly's feet will fit in there. And we're going to put the skis, there is no peg hole for the skis, so I'm just going to place the skis. You know what? I'm going to put the skis aside because I'm going to be moving this around a lot, and I don't want this sliding all over the place. When this is complete, I'll start putting loose accessories in place. So that's number 7. Let's look for number 8. 8 is there. Okay, we have, ouch, that tab right there kind of got me. We have a pet bed. I've seen this before, a puppy bed. I think I've seen this before in some of the pet sets, and that's got a peg too. So we can put the peg, we put the, I think that the dog, if it'll fit, I'm going to put the dog bed right here in this corner because it's kind of out of the way, but also part of the room, and it doesn't look like it wants to fit there because it's too wide in the back. So we're not going to be able to fit it there. Let's fit it over here. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Right at the bottom of the stairs. Now that indicates we're probably going to get a dog. Let's go. That's number 8. Number 9 is right next door, conveniently. And it's a couch. Again, a couch you've probably seen before with this older locket, the Polly Pocket locket clasp that you see her wearing on her neck, and it was branded in the previous branding, and again is the same symbol as, well, not this one, but the same symbol as this. And so that's the couch. The couch can go somewhere down below. Let's put the couch right here, so it's facing inward toward the living room. One thing I don't particularly like about some of these is that the peg is on a pedestal itself, so slotting it in place kind of means you got to wiggle it around a lot. If it was a flat bottom with a peg, it would be easier. And so we definitely have a lavender and purple theme going on here, and up top, pink and turquoise, both of which are pretty common Polly Pocket color themes. All right, we're moving on to number 10. Number 10 is here. Number 10 is something yellow. Let me get that out of there. Okay, number 10 is a coffee table. That's nice. With coffee, with pens, and with notepads. Yeah, I can dig that. I always have notepads and pens on my coffee table because I'm always designing toys. And I have my notepads. So I'm going to put it in front of the couch this way since it can't slide in sideways better. And again, I'm sure there's no set way to place these. We're going to move on now to number 11. I'm hiccuping, sorry. Number 11, another furniture piece. That's good, because we do have to fill out this house. Now, this is a pink piece. I'm going to pull it out here. I got to say that the plastic, the vacuum form plastic holder this year is quite tough. but that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. And this is, we've seen this before as well. I've seen it. So this is fork and knife, and then some napkins, and then you've got bows on the side. In some sets, I've seen this with a cake on top. So this should go. Now, if you follow my channel, you'll know I always drop something on the floor. And sure enough, I just did. Hang on, let me retrieve it. Ta-da! Found it. Okay, let's place this somewhere down below. I think if I can place this next to the gifts, that'd be good. But again, it's too wide for the peg to fit there. Let's try this one. Yeah, it'll fit there. And maybe that's not the permanent spot, but that's where I'm going to put it for the moment. I'm hoping there will be some confection to go on top of that. And I should probably turn it, well, you know, I'm not going to bother. That was number, oh, what was that? That was number 11, was it not? The tab ripped. Oh yeah, that was number 11. We're looking for 12, which is right here. 12 is, yeah, that makes sense. We just had a decorated table. Okay, are they going to come out? Yeah, they'll come out. They're nicely designed holders. They actually have room for thumbs and fingers to get in under where you can possibly pull them out. So this is two slightly mint green or turquoisey kind of chairs, which mimics the not this color here, but it mimics the bow. So we're definitely changing some of the theme colors into a mint color, which is nice. Now this can be placed. These can be placed somewhere around a table, but for now, since I didn't put the table here, which I probably should have, you know what? I'm going to move that bed. I'm going to put the table here if it'll fit. And of course it doesn't fit. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Tangent. For the moment, then I'll place the two chairs here facing the living room and put the table back here. All right. So this is what we're looking at so far. And moving on. So that was number 12. We're going to find number 13. 13 has to be somewhere. I'm pretty sure they know how to count. 13. There it is. 13 is... It's got a hinge. It's the refrigerator. Okay, so that's nice. It's a purple refrigerator, fit the purple theme, with white, also nice. Then you've got hearts and a notepad and notes and various other things on the fridge. And if you open it up, oh, it's nicely stocked with all sorts of stuff. Now we got to find a place for this. I'm rapidly running out of room. Let me see. Will it go next to the fireplace? Nope. I am rapidly running out of room. You know what? I'm going to fill this out later and put just reveal right now, and maybe do a little pause, and I'll try to fit things in together for the grand final. So that was number 13, I believe. We're looking at 14 now. We're looking for 14, 14, 81, 14, 14. Here it is. 14 is another little appliance. And this 14 is an oven. Oh, look, an oven with one burner and some switches back there and another door. I wonder, is there a turkey inside? No, there's no turkey. See, I would have put a turkey in there, or at least maybe a turkey's coming. Who knows? So that's another pegged item. Can't really fit that. Anyway, again, like I said, I'll try to fit these in later and maybe do a little reveal of what it could look like. So that was 14. We're looking at 15 now. 15 is down here. 15 is, oh, I've seen this before. In fact, I've seen this in an advent calendar before. This is a gingerbread man. I actually went looking for this gingerbread man a while ago because in Taiwan, there's a man who calls himself Mighty Alex, and he's got a company called Perrier, which is doing Mighty Max-esque toys. And one of the funnest sets he did was a gingerbread man, all corrupted and twisted, and he has like the little compact opens up. It's got like icing down one side of an angry face, and you open it up, and the villain is a gingerbread man coming at you quite angrily. And I wanted to get some Polly Pocket Gingerbread Men as augmented as augments for the set, as extra army. And even though they're all happy and lovely. Anyway, so this is a gingerbread man. And you know, since he is a treat, I'm going to put him right on the table like he should. Well, yeah, there's a little peg here. I'm going to put him on the table as if he's what's being baked. I don't want to anthropomorphize him too much. Now that was 14, or was that 15? I'm losing track here, guys. That was, let's see if I can't find... That was 15. So let's go to 16. 16 is here. Let me see what... Oh, okay. Now we have the gingerbread puppy. Or is that a pony? No, it's definitely a puppy. I have seen this before as well in different colors. Not painted on the back, but painted on the front. Which is okay, I guess, but I'd like to have it painted on both sides. But you know what? That's a quick paint job for me and some paint. I'll do that myself. Anyway, so this, I don't know if this is the puppy that you're going to get that's supposed to be in the puppy bed. Because that'd be weird if your puppy was a gingerbread puppy. Moving on, number 17, I believe. 17, there's not many spots left. So here's 17. Okay. Let me just pull this away. We got some deco. Kind of actually overdue for some deco. Now this is going to be hard to get out, so I'm going to get a little tool. 1 second, please. Boom. I definitely did not want to use an X-Acto knife to pull these things out. I didn't want to damage them in any way. So that's one. Gently put aside. That is 2. Again, on the floor. 3. These are, like I said, very tough. So when these come out, they really do pop. I try to use my thumb to guard it from flinging across the room, but that ship sailed for one already. All right. Yeah, look, I have tweezers. How convenient. All right, I'm gonna pause, find that piece. You know, if you're a miniature model maker or a toy maker, one thing you'll notice is that sometimes a little piece of something will fly across the room and enter the black hole, and you will never find it again. I almost could not find this, but I did. Anyway, so there are 4 little decorations, and these are side pegged, so in that they're back pegged to go on sides. And I suspect these can go on some of the horizontal pegs that we find in the set. There are not a lot inside. There's one right here, so something should probably go above her bed. Then that's all there is. But on the outside, you see, there's all sorts of them. So since this is supposed to be a gingerbread house, I'm going to assume that these little decorations and candies are supposed to kind of go on the outside, like this, for example, to augment the house as a gingerbread house. Sans witch. No witch in this one. All right. I completely lost track of what number we were at. So let's look. We are at that was number 17. Now we'll look at number 18, which is here. And oh, hey, I've seen this before, but not in this color. All right, let me get that out. Again, they do provide nice little thumb holes to grab these things, but the plastic's very hard. So this is a common gift box we've seen in other sets, but this is in the mint green that the chairs were in. And it's got one of these fold plastic hinges, so be careful not to open this too often or that will fall off. So this has got a space for a gift, but no gift. So let's assume, or guess, or predict, let's say, that there will be a gift coming. That was number 18. Number 19, more deco. Oh, here we go. Onto the floor again. Just to be absolutely safe, I'm going to pause this before I pull out this deco. And this is what we have. We got the teddy bear that I was talking about earlier, and we have this, we've seen all this before, this double candy cane, which I've seen in multiple sets, including advent calendars, and the bow. So that's more deco for our candy house, or maybe, given that this is a Christmas set, maybe there'll be a Christmas tree and that these go on the Christmas tree. But here's the teddy bear. Now in one of the party sets of the vintage Polly Pocket, and they recently redid it as a keepsake collection, there is a gift box in the corner, and one of the vintage versions actually has a music box with holes down here, and these came with a teddy bear in the gift. So I'm assuming the teddy bear is supposed to go in the gift, and I'm going to close it. You know, I'm going to leave it open so we always can see the parts, but that is, I'm pretty sure, the teddy bear that is supposed to be the gift. We will now move on to number 20. We're getting down, guys. We're getting there. So number 20 is over here, and okay. Vampire teeth. I'm just kidding. You know, the foldable vampire teeth kind of looks like that, but no. These are little icing or meringue borders, which I'm assuming are for the house, because you'll note the windows have no borders. And these have 2 peg holes at the top. And those, I'm guaranteed you, are supposed to go here and here. Peg holes, yes. So here and here. And that adds so much nice detail to the house. I'm quite happy with that. But there are also more windows. So maybe we get another door with 2, with 2 more? If we do get another door with 2 more, you'd think they'd put all 4 in one. Seems kind of cheap to do 2 and then do 2 again in another window. All right, that was number 20. Let's go on to number 21, which I think has got to be right here. More deco. Pausing. So this is the deco, and you'll notice something, that this deco is a 1-to-1 of the other deco, except there's one little difference. Can you spot the difference? Even the colors are more or less the same. But what differs between these two different sets? Yeah, one's translucent and one's not, but they're identical otherwise. Even the yellow moon or cookie, whatever that's supposed to be, I guess it's a star on a moon. So the yellow is yellow, the pink is pink, the turquoise or teal is mint green, and the yellow is yellow. So these are basically duplicates, but in a different material, which, I mean, okay, fine, whatever. That was number 21, was it? So that's, oh no, that was number, what? Did we skip one? We did. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We did 20. Number 19, number 20, 21, 22. 22 is more deco. See if I can do this without pausing. Yeah, so we have, again, we have the candy cane, but this time translucent, and the bow, but this time not translucent. So, but they do form a pair sets of translucent and non-translucent of the same deco. I am holding all the deco here because at some point we're probably going to want to put it somewhere, either on the outside of the house, or if they give us a Christmas tree, which I hope they do. And I haven't looked in spoiled, by the way, so let's find out. 23, we're getting down there, just one more after this one. What do we got? We have, so what I was saying earlier about having all the window pieces in one, that would be a bit of a cheat if, I mean, having them in 2 would be a bit of a cheat if they were the same. However, these are not the same. These are curtains, which is kind of interesting because these are obviously intended to go outside the house. And I don't know about you, but my house has no exterior curtains. Is that supposed to go there? Yeah, it fits. Just took me a second. These are kind of flexible, by the way. They're a little bit rubbery. Be careful. Okay, so there's your house, I think, fully done since there's only one more slot left. And that's the interior. And now we're down to the last one. Now, either this being Christmas, I want this to be something Christmas themed. Honestly, I would love a Santa for the chimney, but I think we're missing something. That's what we're missing. I have seen multiple Christmas trees in the past from Polly Pocket, but this one might be unique, might be new. I have seen, I don't know if this is new or not, but these pegs don't remind me of anything I've seen. There's a pink star, and then, of course, the tree has all sorts of stuff in it. Does this open in some way? I'm thinking it doesn't. Previous trees I've seen had like a sliding panel and it opens to gifts inside. But I'm having a good close look at this and I see no mechanism for opening it. So I assume it's just a tree, a static tree. You got a pink star on top. You've got a lovely train down here that's actually molded or painted on its own, which is kind of nice. And then gifts all around. So I think what we can do is start applying some, you know what? Let's leave the candy for outside since it's a gingerbread house and put the stars and bows and moons on the Christmas tree. And leave the lovely candies for outside. So there's only 4 slots. So that means that's fine. Let's put the rest on the outside. First of all, let's find a spot for the tree. And I think the table is in that spot. So we're going to put the tree right here. Now, what's interesting is there's a gap here that looks circular where the gifts could go, but there's no central peg for the tree to sit and have the gifts all around the tree. So anyway, we'll put it over here, I guess. Which means now we have to find a place for other things. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. I am going to pause this now and put these decorations on the outside of our gingerbread house to make it look more like a candy gingerbread house, and try to rearrange some of the furniture to make sense, and then I'll get back to you. See you in a second. So this is the configuration I came up with. Obviously, yours is your own. I placed the tree in the middle here, which is because there's space around. The one thing I regret is that this fireplace, once you place things in here the way they are, there's really no place to put the fireplace unless you want to put it, unless you want to sacrifice some other area. There should be a peg here, I think, because this is a nice place for a fireplace. But, and what I did is I put the skis in behind the fireplace to the side, but since there's nothing gripping it there, that's going to slide around. You cannot close this, by the way, typically with pop and swap. You cannot close this with the tree in place because the tree is would collect with this. But I think if you move the tree somewhere else, put the tree maybe here. I wonder, will it work if I put the tree here? Will it close? What I'm trying to do is figure out a configuration where the tree will allow the house, and it does. So I'm going to reconfigure this. But for now, you see what I'm getting at. Everything is pretty cool. Now you know a fireplace can go here. Yeah, there you go. And then the door, the chairs have no place to go. So anyway, there's no way to fit everything, as far as I can tell, exactly in the space. But this is not only an advent calendar, which I absolutely admire because I love my advent calendars, but this is an honest-to-goodness, really nice-looking Polly Pocket compact. I think this is better than a lot of the kawaii animals that they've been doing. This is very much kind of a cross between the Polyville and the new, the compacts. And it homages back to some older sets and newer sets. And I think for the 25th anniversary, I'm sorry, the 80th anniversary of Mattel, and for 2025's Advent calendar, they did a really good job. This now is packaging. Let's just talk briefly about what's on the back now that I didn't show you. It does show you a configuration that you could choose. I'm not sure if the configuration contains everything. I haven't tried that configuration. And the one thing we didn't show earlier was the cheat sheet / bookmark. And this walks through the contents of everything that you get. And I'm looking at it, and it's pretty accurate. Colors are a bit brighter, but there you go. That's everything you get with the set. And this is configured in such a way as I think I'm going to use it in mine as a bookmark. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. This has been a long video, but 24 doors to open and a lot to do. And I've really been anticipating this one since I first saw that it was coming. Tune in next time for my next review. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.